LGBTQ+ Americans are a vital part of the nation's history, contributing to the arts, science, government, and more. Yet they've endured generations of violence and discrimination. Despite these challenges, their fight for equality has made remarkable progress. Here are 5 pivotal moments that advance the fight toward recognition, dignity, and justice, starting with the pioneering organizations that laid the groundwork for a movement that would challenge discrimination and demand equality. In 1924, the Society for Human Rights was founded in Chicago, the first known gay rights organization in the United States. The group launched Friendship and Freedom, the first U.S. publication dedicated to a gay audience. But restrictive laws banning its distribution and possession made the groundbreaking magazine short-lived, lasting only 2 issues. These early efforts were met with harsh repercussions: arrests, job loss, and public scandal. Within a year, the organization was forced to disband. But 30 years later, in the 1950s, as repression and fear loomed large, a new wave of organizations emerged, determined to challenge the status quo. Groups like the Mattachine Society and the Daughters of Bilitis didn't just seek acceptance, they sparked a movement. The Mattachine Society, founded in 1950, was the first national LGBTQ+ organization. Initially secretive, it focused on changing the public's perception of homosexuality and fighting for decriminalization. Mattachine became more public over time, advocating for equal rights. Internal conflicts led to its dissolution in the wake of the 1969 Stonewall riots, though its mantle was later taken up by groups like the Gay Liberation Front and the Human Rights Campaign. The Daughters of Bilitis, founded in San Francisco in 1955, was the first lesbian rights group in the United States. It served various purposes, including support, education, and community for lesbians. Initially focused on social activities, it became more political in the 1960s. By the early 1970s, the Daughters of Bilitis disbanded, but its members continued activism. These pioneering groups laid the foundation for modern LGBTQ+ organizations that continue to fight for legal protections and expanded rights for transgender and non-binary individuals. Before the battle for marriage equality, same-sex relationships weren't just unrecognized, they were criminalized in most of the country. For decades, LGBTQ+ couples had no legal recognition, no rights as partners, and no protections under the law. But that was about to change. In 1962, Illinois became the first state to decriminalize private consensual same-sex sexual relations, repealing its sodomy laws. This shift was later followed by a wave of homosexual decriminalization across the country. Decades before, it would be decriminalized nationally. Advocacy from LGBTQ+ rights organizations increased visibility, and shifting public attitudes fueled legal challenges. And throughout the 1970s and 1980s, a wave of states followed Illinois' lead, gradually repealing sodomy laws. However, progress was uneven, and many states resisted, leaving millions vulnerable to prosecution. The fight for decriminalization reached its peak with the landmark Supreme Court case Lawrence v. Texas in 2003. The case began when John Lawrence and Tyron Garner were arrested in Houston, Texas, after sheriff's deputies entered Lawrence's apartment on a false report and discovered the 2 men engaging in consensual sexual activity. They were charged under Texas's sodomy law, which criminalized homosexual conduct. Lawrence and Garner challenged the law, arguing it violated their constitutional rights. Ultimately, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in a 6-3 decision that the Texas law violated the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment, which protects individuals' rights to liberty and privacy. The court declared sodomy laws unconstitutional, effectively invalidating such laws in the 13 states where they still existed. This decision not only ended decades of legal persecution, but also paved the way for subsequent victories in LGBTQ+ rights, including marriage equality. In June 1969, a routine police raid at a gay bar in New York City sparked a historic uprising and ignited the modern LGBTQ+ rights movement. The Stonewall Inn, a popular but mafia-run bar in Greenwich Village, was one of the few places where New York City's LGBTQ+ individuals could gather openly. However, police raids on gay bars were common. But around 1 a.m. on June 28, 1969, at the Stonewall Inn, the patrons fought back. Frustrated by years of harassment and discrimination, they resisted arrest and refused to disperse. The situation quickly escalated into a spontaneous protest, with tensions boiling over in the streets. For 6 days, protests and riots filled the streets of Greenwich Village. People from all walks of life, drag queens, transgender individuals, gay men, lesbians, and allies, took a stand, demanding justice and equality. The Stonewall Uprising galvanized the community, becoming a symbol of resistance and a turning point in the fight for LGBTQ+ rights. Within months, LGBTQ+ organizations like the Gay Liberation Front and the Gay Activists Alliance were formed, channeling the energy of the uprising into a broader movement for civil rights. 1 year later, on June 28, 1970, thousands marched in New York City, Los Angeles, and Chicago to commemorate the uprising, the first Pride March in history. The Stonewall Uprising was more than a riot. It was a revolution. In 1974, a woman made history by becoming the first openly gay American to be elected to political office when she won a seat on the Ann Arbor City Council, a historic first that marked a pivotal moment in LGBTQ+ history and helped open the door for out politicians. Kathy Kazachenko's election was more than a local political victory. It was a signal of change. For the first time, an openly gay candidate secured public office, proving that LGBTQ+ individuals could hold power and be embraced by their communities. Her victory soon inspired others to step into the political spotlight. Just a few years later, in 1977, Harvey Milk's election to the San Francisco Board of Supervisors made him the first openly gay man elected to American political office.
I will fight to represent my constituents. I will fight to represent the city and county of San Francisco.
Milk's election came during a time of intense backlash against LGBTQ+ rights, and activists successfully fought discriminatory laws like California's Briggs Initiative, which sought to ban gay teachers as well as teachers who were in support of gay rights. Milk's courage and charisma turned him into a national symbol of hope, inspiring LGBTQ+ individuals across the country. Tragically, Milk's life was cut short in 1978 when he was assassinated by a disgruntled former supervisor. Yet his legacy endures, ushering in a new era of visibility and representation for LGBTQ+ Americans. For decades, activists fought tirelessly to win same-sex couples the right to marry, and in 2015, they would finally emerge victorious. The struggle for marriage equality was about more than just legal recognition. It was about securing fundamental rights, dignity, and protections for LGBTQ+ families. The fight intensified in the early 2000s as more states approved marriage equality legislation, while others implemented constitutional bans, reflecting deep divisions across the country. The battle culminated in Bergefell v. Hodges, a landmark case that combined lawsuits from same-sex couples across the country. Jim Bergefell, the lead plaintiff, sued the state of Ohio after it refused to recognize him as the surviving spouse on his late husband's death certificate. His fight became a symbol of the movement, challenging the nation to confront the fundamental issue of equality. On June 26, 2015, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in a 5-4 decision that the 14th Amendment guarantees same-sex couples the fundamental right to marry, requiring all states to issue and recognize such marriages. For LGBTQ+ activists, Bergefell v. Hodges was more than a legal victory. It was a triumph of love and equality and paved the way for further advancements in LGBTQ+ rights. While the fight for full equality continues, these 5 moments highlight the resilience and determination of the LGBTQ+ community to secure recognition, dignity, and justice for all. To discover more, check out the LGBTQ+ topic page on History.com.